in mind that today's presentation will be recorded and shared after the meeting. We have a lot of information to cover today. Throughout the presentation, you'll sometimes see the RFP page number referenced at the bottom of the slides. For more detailed information on these items, please reference that page of the RFP document. A look at today's agenda. We're going to go over reviewer tasks. We're going to do an RFP and OST overview. Greg, can you go to the next slide? Thanks. OST System Tenants, OST Glossary of Terms, Program Strategies and Models, take a deeper look at general strategy and specialized strategies. We'll highlight the application process that the applicants went through. We'll discuss the scoring rubric that you'll use to review the applications that you've been assigned. We'll take a look at the online reviewer platform, which will include a live look at the website. Hopefully, if you've got any questions, we'll be able to address those following that section. And then we'll take a look at the next steps. Our next step, our tasks for our reviewers are to review the RFP. It's at the website there. You can download it. Hopefully you've already completed the conflict of interest form. I've seen a lot of you do that and submit that. Thank you for doing that. You are currently attending one of the training sessions. The review period will open next Thursday, April 13th. All reviews must be completed by 11:59 p.m. on Wednesday, April 26th. PHMC released the request for proposals on February 28th, 2023. It was released on behalf of the City of Philadelphia's Office of Children and Family and Department of Human Services. The RFP and related information is available at www.philaocfost.org. Open and competitive solicitation for city-funded OST programming throughout Philadelphia. Any currently funded organizations interested in continuing to serve current locations for the 2023-2024 school year needed to apply. The period of performance will be for 4 years. For the final 3 years of the contract term, it's anticipated that providers will be contracted for a full 12 months of service inclusive of summer programming. Organizational roles. The City of Philadelphia. Services purchased via this RFP are under the auspices of the City of Philadelphia's Office of Children and Families and Department of Human Services. The city's role is to oversee the OST system in collaboration with PHMC. Public Health Management Corporation. Oh, I think we're one slide ahead, Greg. I'll keep reading.
Sorry, trying to fix it. The screen got mixed up when I was.
It happens. I'll keep reading.
Okay.
Public Health Management Corporation serves as the fiscal and contracting intermediary for this project. Collaborates with the city to facilitate and monitor continuous quality improvement practices for all funded providers. Thanks. The role of the provider organizations. This is a publicly funded program and as such is highly regulated. Applicant organizations were encouraged to review the RFP program requirements, compliance requirement, and funding structure thoroughly when preparing their application. If awarded funds, the organization will be tasked with delivering an OST program that fully complies with the standard operating procedures for the OST program. The RFP document is the basis of the standard operating procedures. An overview of the OST program. It serves youth enrolled in kindergarten through 12th grade. It is delivered by community-based organizations. It is part of the city's continuum of prevention programs and activities designed to contribute to the overall well-being and safety of youth through access to services that promote their healthy, physical, social, educational, and emotional development. It provides programming designed for all youth, particularly those who need to be diverted from or have currently or previous involvement with the child welfare system. For fiscal years 2024 to 2027, the city envisions an OST system that delivers the highest quality services to Philadelphia's most vulnerable youth and their families via a well-prepared and appropriately compensated workforce. The RFP includes information on the target population and referral and outreach expectations. Providers must closely work with DHS, the community umbrella agencies, and other community agencies and the school leadership. For programs awarded to operate in the School District of Philadelphia schools, the expectation is that a minimum of 90% of OST program participants will be in that school. Students may provide written approval to enroll up to 10% of OST participants from other schools. OST System Tenants. Building on practices that increase quality and connect to national best practices in OST. Diversifying high-quality opportunities available to youth across the city. A well-prepared and appropriately compensated workforce. Equitable access to programming that ensures children, youth, and families thrive. Working in partnership with the School District of Philadelphia by aligning with their goals for every student to read on or above grade level and every student to graduate ready for college and career. Working in partnership with SDP by supporting with their guardrail that every student has a well-rounded education, including arts, athletics, and other co-curricular opportunities integrated into the school experience. The OST system supports the goals and guardrail for the School District of Philadelphia. Glossary of terms. Career, awareness, and exposure. Oh, I think Samantha's gonna step in and help this part.
Everyone. So we just wanted to go over a glossary of terms that helps give some context to a lot of the lingo that you'll be seeing in the RFP and the things that we're going to be asking of the providers. So the first thing is career awareness and exposure. So this is for our middle school OST programs. We want them to engage youth in activities that introduce the workforce skills and provide opportunities to connect passion and interest to careers. So in other words, exposing them and making them aware of the different opportunities there are in workforce. The next is career preparation acquisition. This is for our high school OST programs. We want them to engage youth in activities that will prepare them to work and develop those interests and skills that can move them into careers or post-secondary opportunities. So preparing them as well as acquiring opportunities for careers or workforce growth. CitySpan is our online system that providers use to enter data. So we use that to gather youth records, attendance, staff information. When we refer to community-based sites, those are our programs that operate in buildings that are not located or that are not a school building. So think of recreation centers, church buildings, buildings that are located in the community outside of school buildings. When we talk about content area, we are referring to the types of activities a program is going to offer. For example, art, basketball, robotics, any type of activity in a specific area. Next slide. We also refer to continuous improvement or continuous quality improvement. We use those interchangeably. So this is a cycle of ongoing observation, evaluation, and assessment of program implementation. It's focused on goal setting and identifying areas of improvement. So we ask providers to keep this in mind as they are designing their programs and their operations to make sure that there's always a mindset of continuous improvement. We talk about culminating events. These are opportunities for you to demonstrate skills learned, areas of growth, or a showcase of project completion. So a drama club might perform a play that they wrote, or they, different youth created parts of the set, or maybe they created their own fashion for the play. A debate club might participate in a tournament and invite family to participate and watch. So a culminating event is that opportunity to demonstrate the skills that are learned during those activities throughout the program period. The delivery method is the way in which a provider is going to provide programming that meets the need of the program model. So it could be various ways in which they deliver the programming. It could be through STEM, it could be through arts, it could be elementary focused, middle focused, depending on the model that they're in. Early literacy practices are what we ask our elementary school OST programs to integrate. So these are light touch literacy practices, not necessarily meant to integrate phonetic awareness or fluency. It's more to get them to have a love of reading, to get the youth to have a love of reading, and will mostly include read alouds and independent reading strategies and activities. When we refer to general out of school time strategies, we're talking about our traditional after school programs that offer variety of content activities. So they might offer, for example, Purple OST has a schedule that's filled with soccer, photography. So they offer a variety of content areas in which they are delivering their program. Next slide. Then we have reference to some of the staff. So when providers talk about group leaders or assistant group supervisors, these are the staff that do daily supervision and implementation of the youth and program activities. So they are really on the ground. They're the ones engaging with the youth daily. A group supervisor is responsible for planning and implementing the program activities, and they can assist or aid the site director. So they might be floating around, providing some supervision over the group leaders and definitely offering some support with the site director. When we talk about program model, this is the age group that the program will service. So for example, middle model serves 6th through 8th grade. School-based sites are those programs that are operating in school buildings. The site director is responsible for the general management of the program, including the planning, coordinating, and evaluation of the program itself with the CQI process, as well as staff, making sure that staff get the training that they need, that the staff implementing activities accordingly. When we refer to specialized out of school time strategy, this is these are our programs that are singular focused. So they offer activities in one content area, as opposed to our general strategy where they offer multiple content areas. Our specialized programs will offer programming about 2 to 3 times a week. Think of them as those, one-off organizations that have really streamlined, focused on dance or in music. Think of it as an opportunity for youth to engage in these areas that might not be as accessible to them due to various reasons. So for example, playwriters would be a drama program that teaches you acting, playwriting, stage building. They don't do anything else. They don't do soccer. They don't do STEM. It's just playwriting. Structured activities, these are the planned and sequenced activities that are facilitated by the group leader or the assistant group supervisor. These require regular attendance to achieve a skill or outcome. Think of these as how the provider plans their activities, making sure that they are intentional, making sure that they follow either a curriculum that was provided to them or that the site director or the group supervisor puts together for the youth at that program, making sure that they are providing some type of skill or outcome that leads to this culminating event that we mentioned on a couple of slides ago. Okay, so these are just a couple of terms and things that will pop up throughout this presentation, as well as throughout the applications. Just so, you can always refer back to this if you forget what something means, or if you need a little bit more of a refresher.
Great, thank you, Samantha. We will, as previously mentioned, we're recording the session. We will bookmark the section for you, the glossary of terms, so that you can come back and take a look if you happen to have any questions as you are reviewing applications. Next, we're going to dive in a little bit deeper into OST program strategies and models. Applicants must select a program model, an age, grade range, and strategy for each application. Significant details regarding the strategies and models and related program expectations are provided in the RFP Section 2 OST program content and delivery. This presentation only touches and highlights a few details. There are two strategies, general and specialized. There are three models: elementary school, covering grades K to 5, focused on early literacy practices; middle school, grades 6 to 8, focusing on career awareness and exposure; and high school, 9 through 12, again, focusing on career preparation and acquisition. For the general strategy, these are the operating parameters for school year operation. 3 hours per day, 5 days per week, Monday through Friday, beginning at school dismissal. School year activities will run for a minimum of 175 days over 40 weeks. It generally follows School District of Philadelphia calendar. For the summer programming will run for 6 weeks over the summer. Start and end dates will be identified each year by the City of Philadelphia in coordination with the school district. Elementary and middle school models are 7.5 hours per day, 5 days per week, Monday through Friday. Typically, the hours are between 8 and 4:30 p.m. High school models, 4 hours a day in partnership with a youth workforce intermediary for 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. The goal of the elementary model is to help youth make gains in their motivation to read and foster a love of reading. The objectives are to engage youth in activities that increase their motivation to read, provide programming that is fun, engaging, and integrates literacy, and incorporate OST activities, including literacy, that reflect academic practices implemented during the school day. Targeted outcomes are: youth show increase in reading motivation, youth consistently attend programs 4 days or more per week. The activities: incorporate read aloud or independent reading into lesson plans daily for a total of 30 to 45 minutes a day. Independent reading sessions are offered daily and built into lesson plans. All children must read 15 minutes for K to 1st, 20 minutes for 2nd through 4th. They should be relaxed and in a comfortable environment. Read aloud sessions are offered daily and built into lesson plans. Staff members read aloud to students, 15-minute sessions for all grades. Time should include both reading and opportunities for conversation about the book or text. The entire book does not have to be completed in one session. Read aloud sessions do not have to follow SSR sessions. Providers should determine the schedule of both. It should be a relaxed and comfortable environment. Billy Reading Coach sessions are for elementary community schools only. They're offered twice a week for 45 to 60 minutes for students in grades K to 3. Students are paired to read one-to-one with matched volunteers. Providers are responsible for maintaining a list of reading pairs. OST staff oversee reading sessions and provide coaching and TA, which is technical assistance, to volunteers during reading sessions. Providers are responsible for recording reading sessions in CitySpan. Students will complete pre and post Me and My Reading profile self-assessments to show increase in reading motivation. Additional literacy activities include delivering structured literacy-inspired activities related to creative and performing arts, athletics and health, and/or STEM, producing culminating events that allow participants to share and celebrate their learning, incorporating literacy into the program environment via materials and equipment. The middle school model goals: to help middle school youth align with their interests and passions to potential career paths, to support middle school youth as they form their identity, cope with developmental changes, and navigate peer relationships. Objectives: youth explore and identify their strengths and interests with special attention to activities that expose youth to educational and career pathways. Youth have a voice and choice in activities that support their career interests. Outcomes: youth increase awareness of educational and career pathways related to their strengths and interests. Youth have high rates of program participation. Youth report learning new things from the program. Programs provide high-quality, equitable experiences. Their activities: integrate career awareness and structured activity topics and lessons. Provide opportunities for youth to participate in industry tours, including career fairs, guest speakers, job shadow, college visits, and career days. Support the development of work skills, including public speaking, communication, financial literacy, critical thinking, collaboration, etc. Additionally, activities should include enrichment clubs and/or activities that connect to their interests and passions to show career pathways. Allow youth to discover strengths, interests, and skills through engaging experiences that foster creativity, learning, and personal growth. Support youth development through social and emotional competency, conflict resolution, and physical health. Offer youth opportunities to discover careers through outings and offsite events such as industry tours, field trips, and educational outings that expand outlook on future goals. The high school model, goals. Participants are engaged in enrichment activities that they are interested in and passionate about. Participants prepare for their future educational, career, and life goals through careful and realistic planning. Participants are prepared for work and career advancement. Objectives: increase participants' awareness of educational and career pathways related to their strengths and interests. Increase participants' awareness of their connection between their high school success and future opportunities. Increase participants' preparedness for work and career advancement. Outcomes: youth report an awareness of their high school success and future opportunities. Youth report preparedness for work and career advancement. Youth have high rates of program participation. Programs provide high quality, equitable experiences. The activities: youth participate in enrichment clubs and/or activities that connect to their interests and passions and are connected to skill building and incentives. Interests and passions can be collected via a survey for the School District of Philadelphia students reported in Navians. Youth build a job readiness toolkit portfolio that includes a government-issued identification, Philadelphia City ID, copies of vital employment documents, resume draft, and a professional personal email account. Service learning projects, minimum of 10 hours. Participant attends at least 3 industry tours. They create a plan for life after high school. Structured activity plans reflect career preparation. Youth learn about workforce best practices and expectations. Youth experience real work opportunities, for example, obtain jobs with programs, help, and guidance. Integrate career into structured activities such as resume writing and mock interviews. Youth participate in summer work experience, service learning, or work experience. The specialized strategy. Operating parameters. Operate 2 to 3 days per week for a minimum of 6 hours each week or 40 weeks during the school year. Hours must be during non-school hours. Specialized providers may operate evenings and weekends, provided that program hours do not prevent youth from meeting the City of Philadelphia youth curfew. For specialized providers operating in School District of Philadelphia buildings, space will only be available in the after-school hours until 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. For the summer, operate a minimum of 75 hours over at least 10 days during the summer. Operations must occur in both months, at least 5 days in July and 5 days in August. Providers may operate full-day programs, which are 7.5 hours a day, or part-day programs, but must meet the minimum requirements for hours and days. Start and end dates will be identified each year by the City of Philadelphia in coordination with the school district. Specialized programs that operate in high school models are not expected to participate in youth workforce programs. The goals: close the enrichment gap for young people and families in Philadelphia by delivering access to high-quality experiences. Objectives: engage youth in their communities with content experts, for example, artists, scientists, dancers, engineers, etc. Facilitate programming that youth attend consistently. Youth will participate in activities that develop a specific skill set, interest, or talent. Activities: content experts deliver programming that engages youth in a specific content area. Deliver high-quality, structured programming with culminating events. Outcomes: youth will have new skills within the context of the content areas to which they were exposed over the course of the program. Youth have high rates of program participation. Youth will build trust and gain mentorship from content experts. Application and review overview. This highlights some of the key items from the application process. Please review the application requirements found on pages 51 through 60 in the RFP. Applicants must have identified a specific site for which they are applying. They must have identified a strategy and program model for each site application. If applying to operate in an OST program in a K-8 school, applicants must offer to provide both elementary and middle school programming. Applicants may submit multiple applications. Each application submitted by an agency will be reviewed and scored individually by a reviewer. Organizations may not be awarded for all sites which applications were submitted. Applicant organizations were instructed that they should not consider their request for multiple sites to be linked. Reviewers will rate each individual application independently. Each application will have at least 3 reviewers. High school sites will have a high school student reviewer. We're going to look at the scoring rubric and then go into the reviewer portal. We have 111 reviewers that have been identified to score over 250 applications, made up of staff from the city of Philadelphia, community, school, high school students, school district of Philadelphia principals, and other staff from partner organizations. Each reviewer will be assigned 10 or 11 applications to score. I'm looking at my participant list to make sure that no one is logging out after hearing that. Each application will receive 3 to 4 reviews from a diverse reviewer pool. Reviewers in this round will score the following categories, which compose 80% of an application's initial score, including the general organization questions, recruitment, enrollment, and retention questions, staffing and capacity questions, continuous quality improvement and compliance questions, strategy and model-specific delivery questions. PHMC will evaluate document uploads and any historic quantitative data points to compose the remaining 20% of the first round score. Successful applications will move to the final round of ranked choice scoring, where winners and slot levels will be assigned. Our scoring rubric that we're going to use is a 0 to 3 point scale. You will review each question and assign it one of the following scores. 0 points are awarded for if information is missing, unclear, or incomplete. 1 point, measures are included, but they are poorly described and or weakly matched to project goals and outcomes. 2 points, measures are clearly stated and they match project goals and outcomes. Moreover, supporting details are included. 3 points, measures are clearly stated and they exceed project goals and outcomes. So the key words there are 0 points for incomplete, 1 point for weakly matched to what the objectives are, 2 points for meeting the requirements of the question, and 3 points if they exceed project goals and outcomes. We'll now take a look at the reviewer portal. We're going to begin with slides covering the bulleted lists, and then we'll move to take a live look at the online portal. You should have received an invitation to register your account on Wednesday, April 5th. If you did not, please check your spam folder or ask your IT department for support using the link provided. That's the second link there. If you have difficulty logging in or forget your password, you may email philaocfost@phmc.org for assistance. Our goal is to respond to those requests within 24 hours. When you initially visit the link to the reviewing portal, you will be prompted to create a new account. Please ensure the email you use to create this account is the one that you have been receiving information for this RFP to this point. For example, your phila.gov or philasd.org accounts. And in most cases, not your personal email account. This will ensure that your profile that you create links to the assignments already in the system. Once you're logged in, click Open in the main round. That, I'm not sure if you can see my screen, you're probably looking at Greg's. Open is in the screenshot on the left side. There's a blue button that says Open, and that will be for the main round of scoring. The screenshot you're looking at has, I think, Greg's information, which Greg has assigned to 2 rounds of review. You will most likely only have 1. And you'll click on that first Open. That will take you to the next screen that you see on your right. Again, you're going to click Open. I circled that one for you under View All Categories. This screen is sorting your applications by various criteria, including their model. And so it's probably best for you just to click on Open so you can see everything all at once. And that will take you into the next screen. Reviewers can scroll through their assignments and filter by status, such as scored, unscored, and started. If you look in the lower right-hand corner of this picture, you can see that status level there. You want to click the yellow View Application button to enter an application and begin scoring. That is kind of in the center of the page. You can see that 9, test. That's the application that we'll be looking at in just a moment. You click the View Application. These applications that you have viewed and begun to score will now show up under the started status when you come back and review your assignments. Instructions for scoring are provided again for you in the description at the top of the page. Make sure you click on More to view all instructions. It's underlined in yellow for you there if you can read it. All the instructions are listed under description there. Reviewers will need to score all of the sections highlighted as general review. I've put a bracket there for you to see those. We'll take another look at it in just a moment. Those are where the questions are that you're going to be scoring. There will additionally be summary questions for each of those categories in the right side under evaluation form. We will need to complete all of those in order to complete the scoring for this application. There's also a button that says, oh, go back one second, Greg. There's a button that says download as PDF, and that will give you a way to be able to see the responses a little bit more clearly than viewing them in a tiny screen. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. Each application will contain 5 to 6 sections containing 2 to 5 questions. These questions, again, are scored on a scale of 0 to 3 using the following definitions. 0 points for information is missing, unclear, or incomplete. 1 point for measures are included, but they are poorly described and will weakly match the project goals and outcomes. 2 points are provided for measures that are clearly stated and they match project goals and outcomes. Moreover, supporting details are included. And 3 points for measures are clearly stated and they exceed project goals and outcomes. I believe we've already covered that. We can go on to the next slide. As I mentioned before, there we go. Thanks, Greg. Applications can be downloaded as PDFs. Reviewers will need to scroll up when scoring new categories. So please note that we'll show you this in real time in just a moment. But when scoring the different sections of the application, you're going to have to scroll just a little bit when you move between sections. We acknowledge that this is potentially frustrating and is certainly less than ideal. We've contacted the website developer and provided suggestions to improve the experience for future use. Unfortunately, I don't think there's anything that we can do right now unless their tech support gets back to me and we can make a quick change in there. If you know what to expect, it won't be the end of the world, but if you're trying to move quickly, it can be a little frustrating. All right, next slide, and then we'll do our live look. So down at the bottom of this picture in the right-hand corner, you have 4 buttons: cancel and go back, save draft, save and back to list, and save and go to next. They're fairly self-explanatory, but cancel and go back means if you are reviewing a score and you've not recently saved it and you realize maybe you've made a mistake, you can just hit cancel and go back, and it'll take you back to your full list. No changes will be saved. If you are going to be working on, if it's going to take you more than one sitting to complete an application, you can hit save draft at any time, and it will save your progress and keep you within the application. If you want to, maybe you are scoring several applications for the same site, and you're wanting to make sure that you are perhaps like checking between different applications as you're going, you could do a save and back to list, and that would save your progress, and you can go back and either reselect that same application or take a look at another application. And then save and go to next is what you'll use when you finish this application and go on to your next application to score. I'm going to share my screen now. So when you come in using the link that you were provided yesterday. And this would be a great time. If you have any questions, we can kind of get to those live. Vaughn, I'm glad that you're still here and you didn't leave. I also, yeah, we know who your supervisor is, so we would know who to go to if you did just fail. When you come to log in, it won't be pre-populated, but you'll just go click on my account, and then it will prompt you to enter your full name. It'll prompt you to enter your email address, and it'll prompt you to enter, create a password. Once you do that, you will log in. For me, I have access to different portals. You won't need to do this. It'll automatically take you into the judging portal. And here you'll see your judging assignments. Again, you will not have the PHMC review. You won't have final review, most of you. You'll just have this. The program is the FY2024 Office of Children and Families Out of School Time Request for Proposals. You'll be in the main round, and it will tell you your list of pending and completed judging assignments. I guess this is good news. You won't have 269. You'll just have 10 or 11. I think that makes it sound a lot better. So yay, only 10 or 11 for them. Click on the open under action. And again, it'll give you a breakdown of what is elementary, combined, high school, middle, general, specialized. You just want to click on view all categories and open. And here in this place, again, you can do some filtered by scored, unscored, started applications. We're going to go straight into view application. All right, so we're in the test application that I set up for us to review. The first instruction that I gave you was to make sure that you click on more right here so you can read the full instructions that are provided. We gave you the scoring rubric again, if you need a reminder. Reviewers will be required to complete all sections which begin with a general review. We'll try to make this as easy as possible for you to see. If you scroll down, you're able to see the entire application. Each one of these little breadcrumbs will take you to a different part of the application that the applicant completed. If it does not say general review, you don't have to click on it. You don't have to review it. It already begins you in your organization questions. And so here's the first question, right? This is the response that I created. This would definitely qualify as a 0. Information is unclear or incomplete. I think something's on my keyboard and I can't select that. There we go. And then you just continue to go. The places where you need to score are highlighted in yellow. But as you can see, it might be a little bit difficult for you to read and keep up with, especially some of these responses will be 2 to 3 paragraphs long, and it's kind of bunchy right there. So what I recommend you do is come over here to download as a PDF. And now I can see all of the responses. You could download this and print it, and then you can have it here, and you could go ahead and score it 0, 1, 2, 3. And then when you come back into the system, you can just enter those scores if you want to do it that way. You might want to keep 2 windows open and kind of move back and forth and score each one as you go through. It's probably a generational thing, whether you like to print things or not. I still like to have things printed. Again, the sections that you need to judge and score are all labeled as general review. You can click on next and it will automatically take you to the next section. Here's that part that I was talking about that is frustrating. Again, my apologies, but you see how I clicked on, I just went into the next section and it took me to question number 3. It didn't start me at question 1. So unless you're looking for it, you'll have to scroll back up to get back to the first question. That will have to happen each time that you score a section. So say at this time, my 5-year-old came in and asked for another snack. I could hit save. Changes have been successfully saved. I hope you saw that little thing pop up right there. I can go back to the list. Oh, I'm encountering earlier. I'll try to get that fixed for you, but once it's saved, you can exit out of that application, and your progress will be saved. When you come back to look at your assignments again, I can see that I've begun this application. I clicked on started and it kind of filtered me down to the one that I was already in. I can hop back in and continue. Now, for each one of these sections, there is one summary question that's listed here. This one is for organization questions. It says, please comment on the applicant's responses from the questions in this category, including your assessment of their capacity to successfully reach the target population and how their organization's experience and existing relationships will support effective implementation of programs. Our goal with this question is to get your overall thoughts on a particular category so that the next round of review can have something to come back and take a look at in the event that scores are close between two different applicants. This one has a scroll bar as well for each of the 5 questions. Are there any questions while we're here on this point about the online application process before we come back and look at next steps and move forward? Greg, you can go ahead and start the presentation again from slide 36. If we do have any more questions, we'll address those. Great. Again, here are your next steps. Please review the RFP. You can download it at the following address. I'll try to put that in the chat for you in just a moment. Complete the conflict of interest form if you have not. You will not be able to receive your assignments until that form is completed. You can expect an email notice of your initial login to the portal review that was sent yesterday. The review period opens on Thursday, April 13th. You will get an email notification as soon as the proposals are assigned to you. Proposals will not be assigned if the conflict of interest form has not been completed. Reviews must be completed by 11:59 p.m. on Wednesday, April 26th. Award notifications will be distributed to applicants in June of 2023. Tomorrow I see your question. When will we receive notification? We expect we are currently beginning assignments. We're checking conflict of interest forms to make sure that all the assignments are appropriate. We will be finalizing those on Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. You should expect an email on Wednesday or Thursday of next week. Again, the plan is to give you 2 weeks to complete the reviews. That access will be granted to everyone by Thursday of next week, if not by Wednesday. I will remain online for just a few moments in case any more questions come in. If you come up with questions later today or as you're beginning the process, please remember that you can reach out to us via email. It's philaocfost@phmc.org, and we will try our best to respond to you within 1 business day. Thank you again for your time, and we hope you have a great rest of your day.